Talk to me about chopping and screwing
Yeah.
classical music.
Absolutely.
Like when Barry Jenkins told you that that's kind of what he was interested in, what
Yeah.
first came to mind for you?
Well, so we were talking, and initially I was feeling the poetry of the film, and I was trying to channel that idea of poetry into music. And then Barry told me about how much he loved chopped and screwed music, and we just had this idea where, like, what if I wrote and fully recorded my music, my classical orchestral music, and then what if we chopped and screwed it as like a second part of the process? And that's one of those things where I think it sounds cool, but you don't know if it's going to work.
Right.
You know, like and what's cool with film music is you don't know until you put it up against the picture if it's right. You really don't know. And what was amazing was as we started doing these explorations, it totally worked. It felt like it was part of the movie. It felt like it was a way of evolving the music along with Chiron's own personal journey. And that was really exciting, you know? I mean, I think it was, and certain places we would do different experiments. Some of the tracks are bent so far down that they're just like a rumbling, you know, like in the schoolyard fight.
Yeah.
Some of them are actually more, like cellos that I would bend, and then they sound kind of like basses. It's always different, you know. Most of the cues have some element which is evolved in some way. Yeah.
So now last month you all did a live kind of orchestration of it. It was amazing, if I say so myself. Talk to me about doing the live orchestration while the film is going on.
Oh, that was unforgettable for me. It actually took a long time to prepare for that. I worked on it for almost 3 months, because, you know, with the chopping and screwing, some of that is actually not playable on the instruments. You know, you take a violin and you bend it, and then you get it to a range where the violin can't play it. So I spent a lot of time figuring out how do we do it live, because when you're playing with it live, you want it to be live,
right,
you know?
Right.
So there were places, for example, where I would have a violin that I bent to sound like a bass, so we'd have a bass play
Gotcha.
it, you know? So I would sort of reassign some things, yeah.
So now in the last question we're asking everyone, why do the Oscars still matter?
You know, it's a great question. I think it's very special for there to be a celebration that is really a celebration of the arts. It's a celebration of people's artistic work. And especially in the world today, I think that's something that's really important. That people have an opportunity to showcase what they've done, and also for audiences to get the chance to respond to those works, you know? So I view it as, I mean, all the people here are artists in their own way. Every department of a film, these are real, you know, masters of their craft. And so I think it's wonderful that there are these celebrations of the arts in this way.